How you doing, folks? Welcome to Tony's Hands. Today we're gonna make mushrooms. I got chicken teriyaki with sesame seed, which I let marinate overnight, actually for a full 24 hours. This is part of that big package of chicken that I had earlier, and this is just going to be so awesome. But we're also making sprouted rice with quinoa blend. Now this takes the longest to make, so I gotta fire this up, and I'm probably gonna walk away and pause the video here for a little bit because this takes about 25 minutes to make, and that's the longest. But in about 10 minutes after it gets started and going to a boil, we'll come back. I'm gonna cut up the mushrooms, put the chicken and stuff in here. We're gonna boil up the peas and the corn, and the rest is pretty quick. So overall it takes about 35-40 minutes to make this meal, but it's pretty simple and totally worth it. All right, so let's get all the burners going. Left rear, right rear, going, and I think that's it. I'm gonna cut up this off video, and actually I'll pour this in now. Clean up the workspace here a little bit. But yeah, try to get fresh veggies if you can. Support your local farmer's market. If you don't have a farmer's market, try to buy frozen. Frozen's pretty good, pretty tasty. I try to avoid canned goods at all costs, but you know, you do what you got to do because everybody needs to eat, okay? So no harm, no foul. Now I'm going to set this right here. As soon as this gets boiling, it says start your water, bring to a boil, heat on low, cover 25 minutes. So thus this takes the longest, but this is really good. It'll go great with the chicken and the veggies. Be superb. Enjoy. Be right back. All right, well, I decided I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut the mushrooms. This I'm going to use for the rice and the veggies when I do all the stirring. This one I'll be doing all the raw meat, okay? So always try to keep your tools separate, and this is a great way to identify them, all right? And this is October when these videos are coming out, so soon. Happy Halloween, my friends. All right. I'll set my lid off to the side. Now, just like before, I mean, you could do this kind of cut, which is nice. You know, you're basically just cutting it in three. I personally like the quarter cuts. Cut it in half, turn it, then cut it again. Then you're left with these. And these all cook down, all nice and tasty. But totally worth it. You know, do what works for you. If you like smaller chunks, you can dice it. You can big chunk it, whatever you want to do. It's all good. It's all going to the same place. So even though the noodles, rice and all that fun stuff, it's going to take a while. This is the good time you can occupy your busy by cutting your veggies. Or if you got leftover dishes, get those ready. And that's a quick way to use 10 minutes. Now I believe I'm done with the cutting board and everything else, so I'm going to set this off to the side as well. Alright, look at that. Nice big mushrooms. They're going to be like 1/4 the size they are now once they're done. But it's going to be pretty awesome. Alright, now since we're just learning the stove is actually firing up really nice. So we're going to add our chicken. Oh yeah. Give it a couple more quick stirs. I'm only ever going to use these bags for this because they're dedicated for the recycle. Or this reusable bag makes a difference. So yeah, but it also marinates my meat, so pretty handy. All right, because the teriyaki, look at that, overnight, man, turned it really nice and dark. So I'm trying to eliminate the heavy salt flavor by using the mushrooms and the other veggies here. So we're going to fire up the right front burner, which is this bad boy, and we're going to cover this up. Alright, as I touch the chicken, I will be right back after I wash my hands. I'm going to pour this in. So I'm here with a good hand. Oh yeah. Stir, stir, stir. I'm going to come back and add a couple spices real quick to that. But I know I got to turn the heat down in a minute. And hold that thought, be right back. Alrighty folks, back to this. Turning the heat down to low, like I said. You do have 25 minutes. Check your clocks now. Look at that steam blow out like crazy, man. And now the last time you need to stir that, I'm going to add some black pepper, which I was really planning ahead would have had it up. But I love the black pepper. Now I'm probably doing the worst thing you can is right over the steam, adding moisture to the whole container. I should have did this. This way it's all stored here in your lid. You get to do one of those real quick. Close that up. This will be now the last time you stir this. Bada bing boom. Always good to go. Always keep a cloth handy, because you never know when you need it. Alright. Corn, left rear, since it's all frozen, that's going to take a while. This is cooking now. This is going to be the raw meat one. So make sure, you know, flip your lid so all your moisture goes back in there. Yeah, now this really won't take too long. It's about 15 minutes. So I did start it a little soon. But what I'm going to do is turn the heat down on low on this as well. And let this slowly simmer while everything is cooking. Look at that. They look yummy. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Now you really don't need to add much spice to this, so I'm not gonna. I'm probably gonna add black pepper once that starts going, because I'm a big fan of black pepper. I almost stirred it because OCD says stir, but it's okay. But it's worth the wait. I'll come back in about 5 minutes. I may stir this one more time off camera, but I might just do one of these. There you go, it's stirred. So I'll probably do that a couple more times off camera. But I'll be back in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, alright? Take care, be right back. Alrighty folks, this is looking good. Did a couple of these old stirs like I was telling you about. Yeah, good stuff. That smell. Teriyaki. Now if you had like peppers or carrots, you could have put those in here. We unfortunately didn't have any. I'd love some green peppers in here, some red peppers. Any assortment of color, the red and yellows, hook me up, man. Alright, so we're going to keep this on low. I may shut it off in a minute. So I did put it in a little early, like I said. The rice is looking good. Oh, you can see that in the camera without too much glare. So here. Alright. I know they say, don't touch the rice, man, but OCD says, I'm touching. So, there you go. Let's stir the veggies here real quick. Ooh, just in time. I may have added a dash too much water. So, we're going to turn this down to low. Actually, now that's up to a boil. As you can see, it just started boiling. This will cook with its own heat there. Now, don't ever do that with raw meat, because I don't want to be responsible for the pain you're going to go through if you do something like that. Where you're, oh, just let it cook and fingers crossed. Make sure all your raw meats, chicken, pork, beef, elk, ostrich, you name it, whatever you can eat, kangaroo, even this one trapper ate a skunk once. Make sure it's thoroughly cooked. You're good. Okay? Oh yeah, looks so yummy. I can get rid of both of these now, the raw meat and raw meat stir. Now I can use this one for everything because this is cooked up to temperature. So it's okay to use it for everything. Okay? Very important. And again, I haven't used this yet, so it's one less dish. But I did add an extra pot, so I do have 2 extra dishes. But so be it. Alright folks, this got about 6 to 7 more minutes. I shut off the veggies, as you can see. That's got 6 to 7 more minutes. Then I can stir it, and then it's got to sit for 10 minutes. Longest minutes ever. Meanwhile, I'm going to shut the heat off on this, let this simmer, suck in all that flavor. Those mushrooms are going to be, oh, so good. If you're a fungus eater, love the mushrooms. They're portobellos. You can use whatever type of mushroom you want. Remember, you can add anything you want because it's your recipe too. I'm just getting you started with the basics, alright? Alrighty, folks, and boom! Hollywood magic. Just like that. Alright, something for the rice and veggies. These 2 pans are too far gone to care if I scrape them up too much, but I try to be very gentle. But this is one of my better pans. I'm always going to try to use the right tool. Now, I'm trying to find this and the other really good tools in purple as well, because, I don't know, if you saw me, you'd know, hey man, that dude likes purple. Yes, Tony's hands and I do like purple. Even though we are both the same. Alright, anyways. That, awesome. That's done. Veggies are done. Pretty sweet. I'm going to put that lid in the sink. Bam. Back just that quick. Corn, peas, yummy. Gonna keep that lid though. I like a shovel. She don't. So she'll be getting that. But let's get some of that in here for her. Look at that. So tasty. And one more. Try not to scrape up the sides too much. Alright, looks all party now. Keep that moisture in there. Set that off the side so I can set that here. That's still a pretty hot lid. Be careful, this might not be the smartest thing to do, so if it's not, you're seeing it here folks, okay? Alright. Alright. Not a mushroom in sight. But I know when I'm doing my best not to give her some mushrooms, she'll probably find one. But hey, that's the way it works. Loving the chicken. This is going to be so yummy. When she gets back in here, she can have that. But look at that. That's a great serving. Very healthy. It's a little large, but it's going to be so good for your body. You won't need to add any salt. There should be enough juice on it, and she will be golden. Okay? So this is for her when she gets in here. Normally she's here to take it, but oh well. Alright, be right back, folks. Alrighty, and of course, after I hit pause, the second I hit it, she walks in. So here you go, my dear, your ooey goodness. Careful, it's hot. Alright, enjoy. You bet. Good answer. See, she's still cooking, so my cooking still cooking. She's still kicking from my cooking, as am I. So that has to say something. I haven't heard either one of us yet through my cooking, and I don't plan on it. But man, this is going to be so good. Oh, I'm dirtying it. Want hers to look all pretty. Yeah, my mushrooms. More mushrooms. Oh, a hint of chicken. Was it more mushrooms? Yeah, look at that. Finding all the mushrooms. If you can't tell, I'm a big fan of mushrooms. It is so good for you. So tasty. So good. Leave the rest of that chicken for one more meal. And with the amount of rice that's here, it's definitely enough for each of us to have one more good rock solid meal with that. I'm going to add the greens and the yellows and call myself one happy fellow. I don't know if that rhymes, but I'm running with it. But hey, happy to eat just like anybody else. But letting you know that this is an amazing meal brought to you by your own hands, because you're doing this right along with me, or you're watching it and you're going to see how easy it is, and you're going to want to go do it too. Okay? So, enjoy. The child says enjoy the meal. Alright folks, this is mine. Not as pretty looking as the wife's, but that's okay. Enjoy. We'll be back with a nice cleanup and let you know how the meal went. Alright? Peace and love, man. Be right back. Alrighty, I already ate my chicken, and it was mildly salty, so you may not want to go with a full 24-hour marinade, maybe 12 hours. Okay? But I need a little bit more flavor. So I'm going to add a couple little spoonfuls of this. Now I'm not actually touching the bottom of the pan. Ooh, squirrel mushroom. I'm just getting the heavy stuff here. Like I said, this is a better pan, and I don't want to trash it. So that should do it. So I'm just adding a little bit of the teriyaki, and I just wanted to share that with you. But it's hit or miss, so, you know, learn by doing it. So it's okay to make a mistake and, oh man, the meal's garbage. Well, it's not garbage. It's just a learning process. So eat it anyways. I grew up with powdered milk, so I know what it's like to be hungry. But this is really, really awesome. By adding that, adds a mild saltiness. But that's one of the reasons you wanted the corn and the peas, to take care of the salt from the chicken and the teriyaki sauce. But this is just amazing. You know, you don't need the meat if you're vegan. Don't worry about it. Eat manja, as they say. At least I think they do. But anyway, this is so good. I'm going to go try and finish the rest of this. Be right back. Alrighty, folks. Our eyes are bigger than our stomachs. We ate so much. It's okay to have leftovers. You don't need to eat it all. If this is all on your plate, you know, I'm going to mix mine together and my wife's together because, you know, we're married and all. So it's alright. We'll eat this later. I'll put that in its own separate dish. But as you can see here, I'm going to put everything else away in its own dish. But I want to tell you though, the meal was really awesome. I'm glad I made it. It's mildly salty, but I was able to take care of that by adding the veggies that take away the extra salt flavor. That's pretty important, you know. Yeah, there's easier ways to do this, but you know, easy would be exactly that. Too easy. As you can see, I made a big old mess doing it. This is where that rag comes in handy. Rag soup. Probably is a true story there somewhere for somebody. But it happens. Look at that. All cleaned up. Good as new. Set that off to the side. Rinse that out. Dishes for everything. There's for the veggies. Here's for the rice. The only thing I would have changed, like I said, is I wouldn't have marinated it as long. But other than that, I think it's really, really good. Definitely got enough left for this quinoa, or however you wish to pronounce it. So if I'm trashing it, I apologize. I have speech impediment, and this is the way my world works. We are good to go. So, clean all this up, all after, on camera, or off camera. Put the veggies here, I'll drain that off camera. But an amazing meal, just that easy to make, just that easy to clean up, and I wanted to show you, okay? So, all the information will be down below. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, cook a meal for your friends. Look, you got leftovers. Here's your rice, so you can eat that, and you won't mix it. So if you got your friend who's always hungry and coming over and wants food, you got more than enough to share with them, okay? Them or that person. All right, so highly recommend. Feed yourself, feed a friend, help somebody out. Take care, peace, love, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. All right, take care, my friends. Ta-da! Everything in its own container. Leftover rice in a cook-ready container. Like I said, always try to keep your Chinese food container or wherever you get containers like this. It says reusable. I highly recommend using it once or twice, maybe 3 times, and then you can recycle it and keep going. All right, we have a lid for everything, so we are golden. Just let everything cool down before you put it away. You don't want the condensation on the lid. It can trash your veggies and your rice. Well, actually your veggies, it's no big deal. Your rice, it'll trash that. Chicken, it's okay, but beef and certain other things, you definitely want to let it all cool down. Try not to keep any mushrooms or other veggies with your rice, because it can add moisture and make your stuff a little soggy. That's why I kept all my mushrooms in here and in here. All right, that's it. Take care.